Hey, what's up, everyone? Uh, from seeing the title talking about 223 and its power, you might be surprised to see that I have um, basically the most unassault weapon-like handguns you can possibly get. I have two Thompson contenders. I have a Gen 1, Gen 2, and this Gen 1 has a 10-inch 44 Magnum barrel, and this Gen 2 has a 10-inch 223 barrel. Now, you might be wondering, why do I have these two guns out? And there's a reason why. Um, Recent events, I started hearing something new. I started hearing that AR-15s, which shoot either 223 or 5.56, as you probably know, are a quote high-powered rifle. Now, I was kind of taken aback by that. I shouldn't have been because the press lies, and then you have people who don't care what kind of. You have some people who either take pride in lying to further their aims, or you have some people who are just stupid and don't care that they're stupid, ignorant, and misinformed. Then it also made me think about how 223 is not used for hunting larger animals, or is very, very rarely legal to shoot larger animals because it lacks power. I didn't know that was considered a high power rifle. Um, I mean, I consider something like 308 like an average kind of rifle round. I think at like 20, 24 inches gets roughly 25, 2600 pounds, foot-pounds of energy. And keep in mind when I mention the foot-pounds of energy, I mean there's a range as far as like barrels and types of ammo. But we get like maybe 25, 2600 foot-pounds. Same for like 30-06. I believe the 754 excuse me, the 7.62 by 54R is also around there. When I think high-powered rifles, I'm thinking 338 Lapua. I'm thinking 300 Win Mag. Was it the 450 Weatherby? I'm thinking stuff like that. I mean, not even to mention something like a 50 BMG. But when you think of the 223, I mean, it's a 22 caliber, really a varmint round. And this quote unquote weapon of war is so kind of underpowered that the government has just given a big contract to SIG for a larger round with more power. Kind of strange. But to kind of illuminate this issue just a bit, I have these two because I thought it'd be kind of interesting. Now, they're talking about the high power rifle rounds. So there's this website, and if you haven't checked it out, not only do I suggest you check it out, I suggest that you put it in your favorites. It's called Ballistics by the Inch. It's a really great site, and what they did was they took various calibers, shot them out of various rifle lengths using various types of ammunition, and they tell you the speeds that they got on chronographs. So you have basically a particular caliber and all different types of ammunition, grain weights of ammunition fired through like all different barrel lengths from really short to really long, and they tell you what kind of velocity they get. Then they translate those numbers into foot-pounds of energy. It's an interesting site to kind of get everything laid out there in a nice, convenient way. I mean, you can figure that stuff out yourself, but if you just want to know without cracking out the calculator, it's pretty cool. And again, that's ballisticsbytheinch.com. So, um, I was looking and I said, well, I'm kind of curious. Now, both of these handguns are 10-inch barrels, and they have the scary AR-15 high-power rifle that just decimates everything. And then, of course, we have the 44 Magnum. That's not a scary round. 44 is not powerful, right? It's not that big a deal. It's not like the scary 223. Well, what's funny is out of a 10-inch barrel, they tested three types of ammunition for 223, and they're all just above 800 foot-pounds of energy. So, with this 10-inch barrel firing those three types of ammunition that they fired, which are all pretty run-of-the-mill ammunition, probably get like 800, 825 foot-pounds of energy. Now, the 44 Magnum, they tested four kinds of rounds. The weakest one got a little over 800 foot-pounds. So the weakest 44 Magnum round The weakest one was as strong as the typical 223 round. Of the other three, they far surpassed the 223. And one of the 42, well, actually, one of the 44 Magnum rounds was getting about 1,300 foot-pounds of energy out of a 10-inch barrel. So, when they say, "Oh, it's a high-powered rifle," well, the 44 Magnum, as far as foot-pounds of energy, was kind of kicking its butt out of an 8-inch barrel. It was absolutely kicking its butt, and to be honest with you, I think the 44 would kick its butt out of just about anything, any barrel length. Now you might be able to make the point that it's a rifle round, maybe has better, longer range potential, but I mean even that the 223 is an intermediate round. I've heard that it's good 300 to 400 yards. I typically do not shoot anywhere near that distance, to be honest with you. I've heard that. Now, as far as the 44 Magnum, it's a heavier grain weight. You're talking typically 4 to 5 times the weight of the 44 Magnum projectile versus the 223. Plus, it's probably not as aerodynamic as your typical 223 would be, so you're probably not going to have the same reach. But don't forget, a lot of the incidents that cause these imbeciles to speak are usually done at a shorter range. So I mean, it just goes to show you they don't know what they're talking about. They just glommed on to certain things being dangerous, and they don't realize they're probably not much different, or in a lot of ways less, dangerous. I don't even want to tell these people that somebody could have used, a much smaller, I should say, weaker caliber and done just as much damage, because then they're really going to go crazy and try and force bans on all kinds of stuff. But it's just something that's been on my mind, and I kind of have you guys to kind of bounce things off, just kind of point out the idiocy of some of these people, and I thought some of you would appreciate it. And again, check out Ballistics by the Inch, because it's just so interesting. And if you get a chance, check out 10-inch barrels for 44 Magnum, 10-inch barrels for 223, and you look at the foot-pounds. I figured that the 44 Magnum would be as powerful as the 223, and maybe a little bit more powerful. I was thinking maybe a 10-inch barrel, maybe 800 or 900 foot-pounds, maybe 1,000. I wasn't expecting it to get like 1,400 foot-pounds of energy out of a 10-inch barrel. I mean, I know it can really move out of longer barrels. I know if you put it, like, say, in a 16 or 18-inch, it'll generate energy, but evidently it generates a lot more than I thought it could out of those longer barrels. I was very surprised by that. So just wanted to come here and vent for a little while, and I figure some of you might have some interest in me venting. If you are not subscribed, I would really appreciate a subscription, or if you like this type of video, please hit the like button. I always appreciate that. Have a good one, and I will see you soon.